It is the Frank and Friends show. Hi, I'm Frank Murphy.
I'm Kathryn Frady.
How are you, Kathryn?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Are you fine? Are you petrified of Thursday the 12th?
Is there something scary about Thursday the 12th?
It's the day before Friday the 13th.
Is there something scary about Friday the 13th?
For superstitious people.
Yeah, I guess
You know, that's why they had a whole movie about Friday the 13th and everything.
Well, you know what?
What?
I am going to be starting rehearsals for a ghost opera.
On Friday the 13th?
We actually start on Thursday the 12th, but...
Okay, so today.
Today.
Well, good. All right.
It's going to be fun.
Okay, so then, dun, dun, dun. We do appreciate your watching, liking, sharing, and subscribing, especially to our YouTube channel.
And smash that button.
Because that means a lot to us. We're trying to get to 1,000 YouTube subscribers or above. I mean, many, many more than that. But right now, it's kind of stalled at 650, which is more than I'm still happy that we're this far.
Yeah, it's good.
But I'd like to nudge it a little further. And when you see the video we just posted of Kathryn Frady at the Cinco de Mayo party, that I think will get us lots of subscriptions. And the next one, where we go to Andy's frozen custard.
Oh, that was a good. That was a good time.
That could put us over the toppings.
Yeah. I see what you did there.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We have great merchandise for you. You can, of course, get our, I guess, for hot beverages, get the Frank and Friends mug.
You can find all of our merchandise at frankandfriendshow.com/store.
But for warm weather things, and I need to get out, I guess I need to order up some of the non-breakable pool cups like we could use outside the those metal stainless steel wine goblets.
Yeah, but a poolside episode could be fun.
I'm very fond of the beach towel, you know, which it just looks so good.
It's nice.
Yeah.
It's nice quality. It's nice and soft too.
Yeah.
Have you used it yet?
I haven't, because I'm afraid, I don't know, how do you, it's kind of a weird thing. It's like I got my name on a beach towel finally, and I'm kind of...
And now you don't want to use it?
I guess I will.
Okay.
I'll use it.
I'm curious to know how it washes and how it feels after that, yeah.
Okay, well I have more than one, so I can keep one for display.
Exactly.
And one for use outside.
Perfect.
So it's been busy, you know, in the course of the past week. My wife and I traveled up to Virginia for Artie's first communion, and it was also Mother's Day.
Yeah. How
was your week? Because I've seen you, last time I really saw you in real life was the Cinco de Mayo party.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's like a whole week, right? Oh, it's been good. I mean, Mother's Day weekend, I took the time off. I called my mother and told her Happy Mother's Day.
Good.
So that's about the extent of our celebrations.
I mean, do you have to send anything, cards, plants?
I did. I sent a card, and I actually bought her a present this time because I forgot to send her a present for her birthday. You're
reaching into your pocket.
I am, because I actually have a business card of like the store where I bought my mom a present.
Does that say horny hair, or am I eyes?
It says horny hair.
What on earth is that?
It's a store in Florida.
Okay.
That sells, I guess they started.
Oh, you were there.
I was there.
You weren't there.
And I guess they started by making like hair clips and things to put in your hair, but it's made out of ox horns. And actually this little snake right here, bracelet, is also
made out of ox horn.
Yeah.
Wow. In the old days, I would have said they would have called this turtle shell, or tortoise shell is what it looks like.
Yeah.
But I don't think
very lightweight.
They really made it out of tortoise shells, did they?
No.
I hope not.
Sorry, Mo. Yeah. But it's very lightweight, and it was very unique because, I mean, they don't even have a website.
Oh.
You have to visit them at their store in Estero, Florida. So I bought my mother a bracelet.
So what's horny about it is the material from which it's made.
Correct.
Okay, yes. I want to be very clear
about
that.
Very clear, yeah. Right. My mother did say, that was a strange little, because I sent a card with it as well.
yeah. I mean, I can relate to your mom thinking, okay.
What did you send me?
What's going to happen when I wear this in public?
Well, I mean, she's a mom, so...
Yeah, I mean, but you don't want her to be overwhelmed with carnal desire just because you put a clip in her hair.
Whereas, maybe it creates carnal desire for other people when they see her with the clip in her hair.
Maybe that's what it is. Yeah. For Mother's Day, we spent the time with our daughter, who is a mother. And she's also expecting, so she's a mother plus a mother-to-be all at the same time. And... I guess, is it a thing to get pedicures? Because she had this lovely idea. She said, Meaghan, our daughter, said, I'm going to take my mother, Jere, to go get a pedicure. And I said to Jere, you just had a pedicure before we left. You got your pedicure done for the trip. And she's like, yeah, but I can get another one. I thought, well, can you do that?
I mean, you can. I mean, they're going to like take off all the nail polish and do everything like again, because you're not like due for a pedicure.
Right.
But yes, you can still go.
Yeah, she said, well, I didn't really like the last one. And this one has feet massages. And,
well, this one's more fun because it's also with her daughter.
Yeah, and there was some kind of exotic machine that did a foot massage.
Ooh, fancy.
Yeah, they couldn't do it to Meaghan because she's pregnant. It was so exotic, whatever this machine was.
Okay.
But Jere got one.
Nice.
So she's not pregnant, is what we learned from that.
That's good.
But the real reason for our trip was not Mother's Day. It was coincided with Mother's Day. We were there for Artie Rocket's First Holy Communion.
Nice.
Dun, dun, dun.
Ah.
So I guess we'll be going, every 2 years for Timmy's and Charlie's and Lucy's and new babies. But anyway, but then we'll probably start on the confirmation bandwagon and the graduation bandwagon and all the other. So it's going to be a lot. But how can we miss it?
You can't.
I was excited to go. I remember my mom and my grandma flying all the way out to California for, I guess it was my mom and my sister came all the way out to California for Frank Jr.'s First Communion, when he was just a wee lad. And so we get up there, and because we understand, it's an imposition, and a lot of times we'll try to stay with a family member. But the family members that we generally stay with live like an hour outside or more outside Washington, D.C.
Okay.
Meaghan and her family live in fairly close, inside the Beltway. So we decided we would just stay in a hotel, and Jere shops around and she finds some decent cheap hotels, like in the Tyson's Corner area, and we stayed there.
Yeah,
because there's
it makes sense.
A lot of available rooms. It's mostly business travelers. We're there on a weekend.
Should be decent, like location, and the hotels should be nice.
And we've stayed there before at this particular hotel, so we know it's fine.
Right.
So then I come up with a brilliant idea. I said, well, I can imagine, dear Meaghan, that the morning of the First Holy Communion, it's going to be stressful because you've got Artie and the two other boys,
lots of kids,
and Lucy, and all the family, and you've got to be there at the church at 9:30 in the morning.
Right.
Normally they go to mass on Sundays at noon.
Oh, okay. Then you have more time then to like get everyone awake and organized and dressed.
So I had this idea. I said, you don't have to decide. It's up to you and your husband. But if you wanted, your mother, meaning my wife, is kind of a drill sergeant when it comes to church.
Okay.
And there's a side note here. One time Meaghan and baby Artie were visiting, and we were all going to go to mass together, and Jere was singing. And so Meaghan and I are racing to get ready, and of course Jere's long since ready. The car seat is in Jere's car, and Jere decides, well, it's time to go, so she just leaves. She takes my car and leaves. And Meaghan and I get out of the shower, and we're looking at the clock. We're so excited because we still have a solid 10 minutes to get to church. It means we're probably not only are we'll be in the pews, we'll probably hear the prelude song still.
Oh, okay, good.
Where Jere will sing, and so we're getting the baby ready, we're getting the car seat, and I'm like, and where are the keys to my wife's car? Where are the keys to Jere's car? Because she took my car, remember, and I've got the key to my car.
Right.
I don't have the key to her car.
Oh, no.
Well, I can't find it anywhere.
So did you miss the whole service?
So I thought, well, we better call Jere, right?
Yeah, but she's singing.
Well, it's still, at this point, there's still time. There's still time.
All right.
So I call her, and you hear the ringing coming from her nightstand upstairs. It was like she had raptured away. She had just disappeared.
Yeah.
And
you all were taking too long. She had to prepare for her song.
Yeah. So Meaghan and I missed the whole thing. The whole thing. Yeah. We were stuck. We couldn't go anywhere. We couldn't call anybody. Other than like AAA or I don't know
a cab.
Maybe Uber or something. At that point, it was too late.
Although with this story, I can see that Meaghan might be concerned to have Jere come over because she might take off with some of the kids, but not Artie, who actually needs to.
Yeah. So my idea, though, was the night before, Artie can stay at the hotel.
Okay.
I said, Artie can stay at the hotel. We know exactly what he has to wear. It's a prescribed First Communion outfit. It's all just, shirt, tie, shoes. In fact, we even went out and bought him a new pair of shoes because apparently we learned on Friday night that he'd outgrown his dress shoes.
Oh, nice.
So
Is it all white?
His was not. No, he
okay.
he wore a dark suit and a red tie.
Nice.
He looked great. I
Nice.
mean, I think I have a picture. I don't know if I can show it on the show without Meaghan's permission, so that's not, not for me to say. But somewhere in here I might have a photo of Artie in his suit. Here's one that Jere took, see?
Oh, adorable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're at the hotel, and now it's the morning of. Everything's going great. Artie's going to get in the shower, shampoo his hair, and get dressed. And we go in there, and we turn on the tub water, and you pull on the thing, and the water will not come out of the shower. Oh, no. It will not, So now what? So my wife says, Artie, you're going to have to take a bath. No, I'm not going to take a bath. I don't take baths. I take showers. We call. She said, well, let's call. I said, call the front desk. We'll figure out something. They can either fix this or they can send us somewhere else to go, just at least to go shower.
Right.
She goes to the phone, and the phone does not work.
Oh, my goodness.
The phone in the room does not work because who's ever uses the phones in the rooms anymore, right?
Well, right, yeah.
So she's trying to call the front desk, she's trying to call anybody. She gets her cell phone and calls the main number for the hotel company and somehow manages to get herself transferred to
good.
Tyson's Corner.
So I was going to say they probably like source that out to like somebody who's not even on site and probably not even in, Virginia at all.
Yeah, somehow she pushes the right series of buttons and is talking to the guy at the front desk and says, we're up here in room 218, the shower doesn't work, the phone doesn't work, we got to get this kid to church on time. What are you going to do about it? So he says, hook him up and look at it. He looks at it and says, oh no, this is a maintenance problem, but they're not going to be here till 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's Saturday. And I'm about to say, you need to give us another place to go. And he reaches into his pocket and says, well, I brought up an extra room key just in case this was the situation.
Nice. Nice.
Go up to room 906. So Artie, I then pack up enough
and the
things.
robes and the...
Artie and I get in actually, first I went down to the lobby and got a free coffee. But then...
It was an emergency. We're in a rush. Get a coffee.
How am I supposed to function, Kathryn? How am I supposed to function?
I can't do this without coffee.
So up to 906 we go, and it's fine. Artie takes a shower and gets dressed. In fact, I even took him back down to 218 and went back up and took my own shower.
Nice.
And the situation has been resolved. I'm set to my satisfaction. It's a nicer room up there anyway. And
just move in.
Jere gets us to the church only 20 minutes early instead of, we were supposed to be there at 9:30. So we got there at 9:10.
That's good.
I think she probably had in her head that we were going to be there at 9, but we got there at 9:10.
That's impressive.
Still 20 minutes ahead of the scheduled time, and the 9:30 scheduled time was for a 10 o'clock service.
Right.
So now he's going to just sit there in the pew for 45 minutes now at this point.
Right.
And wait, and everything's going to happen because it's raining, and the procession originally you're going to go to Heller Hall, which is named after some priest, and we're going to process over. Well, that's canceled. Now everyone's going to start from their seats, and they'll just do a little procession inside the church.
Nice.
So we're ready. We've got these nice seats. We're ready to go. Saving seats. And I didn't know how many. My son-in-law's family is huge, apparently, because they just kept showing up. I thought, why are we saving like 5 pews?
There were 50 people there?
There's a lot of them.
Yeah.
They just kept coming.
That's impressive. It's good.
And, so the service goes beautifully. Father Scalia does a lovely, homily to the children about the importance of First Communion and everything. It goes great. And now it's time to leave. There's no procession, but they do a picture there in the church instead of outside like they were originally going to do.
Yeah.
And it's time now to go to the after party. My daughter has reserved a pavilion at one of the city parks.
Nice, but it's raining. Like a lot of, like the rain?
Like a steady, cold, like a miserable, wintry rain. And I had said that we'll go back to the hotel real quick and I'll change into jeans and sneakers. Well, as we're doing that, Meaghan calls and says, we don't have time for that. Because we also still have Artie with us. She says, you got to get the guest of honor back to the party. First of all, you got to go to Chick-fil-A and pick up the nuggets that was her contribution. Jere bought the nuggets for the party.
Nice.
And the grandma on the other side was bringing the cake.
Okay.
somebody on the other side would bring the cake. So we go to Chick-fil-A, we get the nuggets, and we show up in our suits and dress clothes, and we're just standing there in this little pavilion, and it's cold.
Shaking, shivering,
and
eating cold.
The
and
party's
wet
kind of,
nuggets.
everything's kind of shortened because there's, but they do want to get to this cake, right?
Yeah, sure.
Well, it turns out that the lady who provided the cake doesn't like sweets. So,
Did she buy a cake for herself?
I think,
Or did she buy like a cake for
children?
Yeah.
I tasted it and I'm like, what is wrong with this cake? It's not sweet. It has a mango filling. It was some kind of, I don't know what kind of food it was. I don't know what kind
like a
of
gelatin cake?
I don't know what kind of exotic grocery she got it from, but it had, cake and it had icing, but the icing had no sweetness to it. The mango filling was the sweetest thing in the whole cake.
Okay.
And that's not super sweet. It was
Right.
okay
Right.
compared to everything else.
Yeah.
And the writing on the top was this red gel that said, "God bless you, Artie."
Okay.
Unfortunately, the top of the cake at some point got wet. So the red gel is dissolving. And the words, "God bless you, Artie," or "God bless Artie," or whatever it used, I don't know what exactly it said because
It melted.
it looked like chiller theater. It looked like the words were written in blood.
Well, Artie probably loved it.
Yeah, because he's macabre.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure how much of it he got to see because he's running around playing, doing like Singing in the Rain with these other little kids
Nice.
with the umbrella and dancing and running
Nice.
around, having a grand old time.
That's great.
And his dad is cutting the cake as quick as he can, trying to get everybody moved out. I mean, in hindsight, we probably should have rented the Middleburg Barn.
I mean, you were very close.
Well,
Did you get to stop by the Middlebrook Barn?
we passed the road that said Middleburg, this exit.
Get a picture? Bring out your camera?
But it was we were at a family thing. We had to be inside the Beltway, close to church. But the Middleburg Barn is actually a beautiful, fantastic place, more appropriate for a wedding.
A wedding?
I mean, if you're very rich,
a retirement party.
and you want to have a first communion party there, they're not going to stop you.
No.
40 miles west of D.C. in Middleburg, Virginia. My friend Maureen runs the place. You can get there from Dulles Airport within 25 minutes with the Swarovski crystals and the glamour and the glitz. And of course, it's the height of wedding season. So, I mean,
It would have been hard to get in there for Artie.
She would have booked that one out for the day because
Yeah.
they don't double book at the Middleburg Barn. You get it for the whole day, and you're paying for all of the amenities there at Fox Chase Farm.
Yeah, it's a great deal.
The ultraviolet
space.
disinfectant lights. The way the barn is constructed, it's only 5 years old, but they use the ancient time-tested methods of mortise and tenon to keep it together forever.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the pictures, check out the middleburgbarn.com for those pictures. Sometimes they call it the Gucci Barn. Wedding Wire has named it one of their best wedding venues.
That's fantastic.
So, I mean, maybe it's a little out of my price range, but I was kind of kidding.
Well, you were right there. I mean,
40 miles away.
I think the real reason that you didn't go is because it was already booked.
Yes.
So you have to call early and call Maureen and
540-687-5255.
book the Middlebrook Barn.
That's hilarious. I just thought about, how much we paid for the city park versus which was nothing.
Right.
All right. Well, so that was Artie's first communion experience. It
was memorable.
I'm sure he's going to love.
He'll never forget it.
I love these things. And when we finally are getting back to the hotel, Jerry's like, "Oh, I would love to just take a hot shower because you've been in the cold rain."
But you can't now.
But we can't because we're still in room 218, which is the
But do you still have the key for the
broken shower.
906 or?
Well, yeah, but they had rekeyed it by that point. So we asked them, "What are you going to do about it? Can you fix the shower so that we can, at least she can take a hot shower or do something to warm up?" And the guy tried to figure it out, and he said, "Well, let me see what I can do. I'll see what time maintenance is coming, and I'll call you back or whatever." Because he can't call us back because there's no
phone in the room.
The phone in the room doesn't work.
Did they know that at this point?
I think Jere told them.
Yeah.
So a few minutes later, there's a knock on the door, and it's the same guy, the same clerk, and he says, "Look, the maintenance isn't coming for another hour or so. Here's new keys. They've already cleaned and rekeyed 906. But he says, here's another set of keys for 906. Just move up there."
Okay.
So that was how it was resolved.
Nice.
Because we didn't have the reason we switched to 218 in the first place was it had 2 beds, 906, I think, would have been our room all along, but it only had one king.
I see.
Now we don't need a bed for Artie because he's back home.
Right.
And that's
Nice.
that's how that went.
That's an adventure, for sure. I mean, I had a rain adventure last week. It was pouring rain. I think you were already out of town.
Yeah.
On the Friday, but
yeah. We drove in the rain the whole way out of here.
Yeah, those thunderstorms were intense for sure. I was bringing in props to the Flying Anvil Theater and having
For the Copper Queen
and getting ready. And we're having a production meeting on Zoom, and my administrative assistant, Kayla Beard, who's also stage managing the show, was there, and she was helping me. And after the meeting, she's like, "Okay, bye, I'll see you later." And she goes and gets in her car, and I lock the door. And I had given her keys to the building this day.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
she-
she's stage managing that.
Yeah. So I walk back into my office and I'm doing my work and everything. The next thing I hear is like somebody coming into the office, and
Dun.
I was like, who's here today? And here comes Kayla walking back in, and she's like, "I'm not going to go teach my lessons. There's like a flood." It was coming down so hard that she could not even see the road, and she just canceled her students and came back to the office.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That you had it worse than we did, because I was driving, in the rain, but we didn't have the severe weather that you had. We had that just constant cold. I mean, it felt like winter up there.
Oh wow.
Because it was the temperatures were in the 30s at night and in the 40s.
That's crazy.
During the day, maybe 50s at best.
Yeah.
And so we were all chilly. I wore my thermal underwear to something that we did. Went out to dinner, I guess, somewhere, and I was just at that point too cold. I put my thermal underwear on. I was happy about it.
It was chilly here. I mean, we lost power at the house too.
Really?
Yeah, James called me and was like, "Yeah, there's no power here." So
I just saw on the news the other day something about how Knoxville is considered to be at low risk for natural disasters. It is some kind of something climate, and the news was like, "Do you think a lot of people are moving here? Households are moving here at the rate of, or people are moving here at the rate of 17 households per day." This is my Ted Hall impression.
that's a lot.
17 households per day. That's a lot of people, because according to the University of Tennessee, we don't have very many natural disasters, despite those fires you've heard about.
Despite all of the fires.
And this lady comes on from UT.
Oh my goodness.
And she says, we think, to us that's terrible, right?
Right.
To have a wildfire or to have a snowstorm or these weather, these thunderstorms. But I guess relative to the rest of the country, we're like in this little island of protected, or I don't know, island is the wrong word, protected area with the mountains and
With
the
the mountains
plateau
around
and
us,
all the
yeah.
things. We're nestled in this little area that, we don't have as many. We get a tornado every once in a while, but it's not as frequent and not as bad as you would get in Tornado Alley.
We normally get tornado watches. They don't turn into warnings very often.
And when a hurricane happens, we're inconvenienced because we get a lot of rain. And we get some flash flooding.
Yeah.
But I mean, some flash flooding at low intersections is not the same as a flood.
Right.
Where people lose their homes.
Absolutely.
So we have like a little bit of everything, but not a lot of any of it.
Yeah, it hasn't been catastrophic.
Well, this lady's theory is that will continue.
That's good.
Her prognosis, she's some kind of climate scientist at UT. She says, in fact, her theory is that the people who live at the beach are going to give up, going to say, "Well, I'm getting out of here. Where can we go?"
I mean, really, with all the hurricanes coming through.
And they'll just keep coming here.
Yeah, it's possible.
So I think that's why, have you seen that meme? It's not really a meme, but it's like a joke on Facebook where people copy and paste it and share it. Warning, if you're moving to Knoxville, about all the terrible things we have. We've got Loch Ness Monster, we've got Bigfoot, we have...
trying to make things up to scare people away.
Completely making things up about how terrible it is to live here.
I don't think it's working.
And as you read it, you would just laugh because you know that it's beautiful here. It's one of the best places to live obviously now this UT scientist proving it's one of the best places to live in the whole country.
Yeah, and not giving us an ego at all for those of us living here. We live in the best place in the country. Cheers.
Well, in terms of, how I guess we do make fun of, is it like Alabama, and who do we make fun of? Alabama, especially in sports.
Florida.
Yeah, we'll make fun of University of Alabama, University of Florida.
Sure.
Maybe University of South Carolina, any of the other SEC teams, it's always, oh, that place is terrible. We blah, 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 smack talk, smack talk, smack talk.
Well, I would say that, we talk about the Bears and the Smoky Mountains, but we don't see them that often. At least I don't see them that often. And we go up there regularly.
Well, we usually go in the afternoon when they're taking their nap.
That's right. It's a good time to go.
If you want, we have to go either early in the morning or that's when they come out. They get up and right around early morning and evening, dusk and dawn is when they're out there foraging.
Sure.
So if you want, we can go early one time and look for bears.
I'm good. But in Florida.
She's like, no, early.
I'm good.
I'm not getting up early. All right, what are you talking about? Yeah, if we can get to Anakeesta by 9 a.m.
No.
Which means we have to leave here at 8:30.
No. I don't even know what that is at that time of the day. But in Florida, I saw several alligators at all times of days.
See, that's exciting.
I guess it would be exciting if you were like in your car and you were like driving down the road and there was an alligator walking down the street.
I would be worried about hitting it,
Sure. I did see an alligator on the side of the road.
Dead?
That had been,
okay.
It was like roadkill.
We see deer on the side of the road all the time.
I know. I was like, well, you're in Florida if you're seeing a dead alligator on the side of the road.
Actually, a little side note is when you don't see dead deer on the side of the road in Tennessee because somebody will pick it up and eat it. You're in Virginia when you see lots of dead deer on the side of the road.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But in my aunt-in-law's neighborhood, it's a beautiful neighborhood, and there's like all these walking paths, and there's this little river moat, and there are bridges. We're walking Sasha along the bridge.
Your dog.
Yes.
Is like an alligator Pop-Tart.
Yes.
Oh no.
It's an alligator treat.
Oh no.
And we're walking over, and I was like, oh my goodness, there's an alligator. And there was an alligator literally under the bridge where we were walking.
Do you have to pass a riddle? Say a riddle to pass by? Or
it was crazy.
It's like the troll in the Billy Goat's Gruff.
And then a few days later, there was a larger alligator at the entranceway of the whole neighborhood.
Come on.
Yeah, no, but we saw raccoons and snakes, and apparently there's poisonous frogs. I don't know what they're doing in Florida, but it's not going well.
I got a note from my friend Bean, a text from my friend Bean about your aunt-in-law. Mm. He said that his wife refers to his aunt and uncle just as aunt and uncle.
Aunt and uncle.
He said he's never heard anyone use the term aunt-in-law before. And I had to write back in honestly. I said, honestly, I never had heard the term aunt-in-law until I heard it come out of my own mouth.
We made it up.
Because that happens to me occasionally where I will say something that to me seems so logical, and as I'm hearing it going, I've never heard that before. So aunt-in-law, I'm sticking with it. And we know exactly who we're talking about.
That's
it's
right.
very precise definition. I like
That's
it.
Right. Yeah.
When I was doing the Dr. Bass event the other night, or a month ago now almost, I was talking about how the William M. Bass Forensic Anthropology building is only a bone's throw from the body farm. And I meant to say stone's throw. But I said bone's throw. And the audience starts chuckling. And I said, hang on a second. I'm also hearing this joke for the first time. Let me enjoy it.
That's great.
It was a misspeak, but it was better than what I would have said originally.
Yeah, I love that.
So, all right. Well, you can hear all sorts of funny things when you get an Audible trial, and you can get that using our password, our URL, if you will, and you're also supporting the Frank and Friends Show when you do that. Go to audibletrial.com/FrankandFriendsShow.
Yeah, absolutely. You're going to get that. It helps us out. And you can listen to anything you want. You can download a free item in the first 30 days of your trial.
It's nice. They have all the podcasts. They have all the audio books. They have custom audio entertainment made just for Audible. And no matter where you go, whatever device you're on,
it saves your place, just like a little bookmark.
Yeah, so you can listen across devices like the Amazon Echo or your phone app or whatever it is
iPad,
you use.
Computer, car, whatever you use.
Wherever you have the Audible app. Like for me, I have, multiple, I don't want to say the A word, but you know what I mean? Like when I say Amazon Echo, you know who I'm talking about, right? Because there's one here and there's one in that room and there's another one upstairs.
Yeah, she might start talking to us if we're not careful.
Yeah. So I've got those all over the place. That's one way to do it. Or like on the newer Fire tablets, I think everything you can get the Audible app, any of the Amazon products.
Nice.
So that's all good news. Meanwhile, we appreciate you also supporting us with our Frank and Friends show merch.
frankandfriendshow.com/store.
Like the beach towel that I've thrown too far out of reach, but you can rewind and see it at the beginning of this episode.
Yeah, all of the pint glasses, t-shirts, tank tops, sweatshirts, mugs, all of the things.
What attire should we put you in for the beach episode? T-shirt?
I mean, have you ever seen me wear a t-shirt?
No. No, I don't know what you wear.
I mean, for the poolside episode, like, I think it'll be glamorous. You know, big hat, large sunglasses, t-shirt. It's like you don't know me at all.
Well, I thought you were going to say tank top, frankly.
I could have, but that wasn't as fun.
But you get all that stuff online. We do appreciate you telling your friends about us and helping us grow our subscriber base on all the audio podcast apps and on YouTube. And the best way to tell your friends about us is to watch the shows, subscribe yourself, and smash
like and
that
share.
button.
Smash that button.
For notifications. We're supposed to use this bell for other things besides smash that button for notifications, but I haven't really.
I know.
You know, I could have used it on the hotel story.
That's true. That's true. You know.
They didn't have a. I don't even.
They didn't have a bell.
I think that's old school.
It is.
Oh well, the hotel bell. There you have it. Oh, I thought it was too loud anyway on one of the episodes.
It is. It is loud.
So maybe that's why.
But
all right.
maybe the next episode we'll just use it.
Just to be obnoxious. All right.
Stay tuned for that episode.
Thanks so much for watching. I'm Frank Murphy.
I'm Kathryn Frady.
And this is the Frank and Friends Show. We'll talk to you again next time.